You're watching BATV, bringing Brookline home.
Hello, I'm Karma Kitaj from Alivelihood, New Careers as We Age. And today we're going to talk with artist Steve Barylick. And Steve was in graphic arts and advertising for 30 years and decided to go back to a career that he started early on. So let's find out more about Steve.
Hi, Karma.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm so pleased that you were able to come.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So let's see, where should we start with you? I know you told me that you got a degree in fine arts when you were in college.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, so you had an interest and a talent as an artist back in the early days.
Very
right?
early on.
Yeah. Well, why don't we go back a little bit even before that? What prompted you to get a degree in fine arts?
I found myself always interested in creative things. As a young adult, very visual person. I had an interest in photography and art. And in high school, actually, I had an inkling of wanting to go to art college. My dad wanted me to go to some sort of a business type school and have a conventional career, but I was able to attend art college, and I'm very glad that I did. And I took painting courses. And in graduating from the painting department, I found that I wanted to continue that career, but at the time, graduating college, I was painting murals, wall murals. And upon doing that, I did that for about a year or so, and then a friend of mine who was very tastefully said, it's time for you to grow up and get a real job. So I started in the advertising community and started working as a graphic artist and art director.
So when you were painting wall murals, were you getting paid for that?
Yes.
So you had commissions?
I had commissions. I entered some contests, won some contests, and had murals done that way. But I also received press because of that. And that press provided some interest by other types of individuals for me to do wall murals for them. I did one at Charles River Park, that big apartment house complex in the West End.
This is in Boston.
That's correct. And I did some other murals in the area. And while it was fun, it wasn't that productive monetarily for a long-term basis.
Yeah. So it sounds like these murals were pretty big.
Some of them were, yeah. I did one out at NIPRO in Clinton, Mass. For an architectural firm. I didn't design it, but I did the painting for them. And it was it was a four-sided mural. It was on a structure that was inside a very large factory building, and one side was 120 feet long. And then there were two shorter sections and then another 120-foot long section about 25 feet high. Very big project, but fun to do.
Yeah. So you said you got a little bit of pushback from your dad, though, in deciding to go into art.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. How did you overcome that?
My mother. She said,
she was an advocate for you?
Yeah, she was. Yep. Yep. and I had a talent that they could see, and
Yeah.
cooler heads prevailed.
Right. Yeah. So you ultimately did get support from
Yes.
your family about doing
Yeah.
this, huh?
I did.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said that you ultimately decided that you had to have a real career.
Well, yes, I wanted to get married and have children, and the wall mural painting was not the path to take, and advertising certainly was. And I had a good sense of design, and some of my peers recognized that, and I was able to secure a position in an advertising agency and then move on through corporate structures and corporations and companies, and you know, hone my skills at advertising and marketing and art and creative direction, which I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah. So what would you say you enjoyed about those kinds of jobs?
Working with the very talented people that I had associated with, I learned a lot. I was able
within
to,
the agencies? you
well,
mean?
people within the agency or within the corporate environment that I was working in. Most of my career was spent working for corporations rather than ad agencies.
Right. We have some of your photos up on the screen right now of, I guess, projects you were involved in, huh?
Yeah. Well, Zildjian, I'm a drummer, and I enjoyed doing that work. That was through a company that I started with a partner, and did a lot of work as a consultant as well, doing things for Dags was a company in New York City, that a very famous grocery store, and you know, just enjoyed it. I did a project for Zoo New England, which was very fun to do as well, and a variety of work in the travel industry, which I enjoyed the most because I got to travel.
Yeah.
And
What
I got to
kinds
go to
of
a lot
places?
of companies. Well, I have been as far west as New Zealand and Australia, and as far south as Peru, and a lot of places in Europe and Africa, and it was fun.
So what kinds of projects would you do?
Well, both companies were marketers that used catalogs and brochures to market their products. And their clientele would go on all-inclusive tours in different places around the world. And so we would create, you know, very attractive catalogs and brochures that would promote the product and present it to those folks. And then, you know, the clients would sign up to go. And one of the things that we did was we would go, excuse me, on location and photograph our passengers or our clients in different places. And I had the opportunity to go and direct those photo shoots, which was a lot of fun. Yeah.
So were there adventures that you had in any of those places?
There were some adventures, yeah. Yeah, we were in Costa Rica in the rainforest. We got to see a jaguar pretty close. Pretty exciting animal. We were in the tram that goes through up above the jungle. We weren't on the floor of the rainforest, so we got to look down, and one of the guides said, take a look. And you know, it was interesting that the jaguar was out during the day, because they're generally not liking to be out in the heat. Yeah, they're more nocturnal, but it was exciting.
Yeah, so you were probably pretty close to the animal.
We were fairly close.
You didn't want to drop down
No.
to the ground.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of like being in Africa on safari. Those jeeps go, you know, about 3 feet away from a lion pride.
Yeah, we weren't that close, but we got some good shots.
Yeah.